Westeros famously got rocked by House Targaryen when Aegon the Conqueror decided that, he wanted some new real estate and he could pay for it with dragonfire. But none more so than Harrenhal. Harrenhal is the biggest castle that ever existed in Westeros, and it's melted. It's melted because of dragons, bitches. So let's examine how Harrenhal got turned into a melted monstrosity. And yeah, I can give you a hint. It was dragonfire. Also, this video is an excuse to show off this insane art by Dmitry Andreev. Look at it, look at this, I love it. Anyway, let's ground ourselves first location-wise. So, Harrenhal is right down here. You can see where it's marked. It's built on the edge of the God's Eye Lake. It is a giant lake in the middle of Westeros in the Riverlands. Just to kind of orient yourself, this like river thing right here, ocean, whatever, that's the Blackwater Bay, and then, if you take it a little further, it's King's Landing right over there. Over here on the edge, you can't see it, it's fine. Anyway, Harrenhal was built over the course of about 40 years on the instruction and, I should say, command of Harren the Black. Harren the Black of House Whore of the Iron Islands. I know some people say it's pronounced different than whore, but they're all whores to me, so I'm going to call them whores. So yeah, House Whore, Harren the Black, they were Iron Islanders. They had conquered the Riverlands, and because, he thought highly of himself, he's like, okay, I want the biggest castle in all of Westeros, and I have all this basically free slave labor now because I don't care about Riverlanders, and it's the Riverlands. We're here to abuse the inhabitants. So he's like, hey, we're gonna spend 40 years building this monstrosity, which is what they did. But in an ironic twist of fate, it is said, whether legend or true, but it is said that the day the last stone was set in Harrenhal is the day that Aegon the Conqueror landed in Westeros. So yeah, bad timing, my dude. Harren, you suck, but also you were very unlucky. So Aegon the Conqueror, this, handsome devil right here, starts going from town to town, castle to castle, and saying, hey, I'm the king of this now. It's mine. You cool? And most of the time, people would look at, the giant fire-breathing dragon. They'd be like, yeah, it's yours, man. You dragon. But not House Whore, bunch of dum-dums, and Harren the Black is the king of the dum-dums. And so he, when confronted with Aegon the Conqueror, his dragon Balerion, and, thousands, I think it was like 8,000 rebel Riverlanders, because remember, House Whore had inspired no love in the Riverlands. They were used as labor to build his vanity castle. So the second, a man with the dragons appeared, they were like, yeah, no, we side with you. We don't want, King Whore over there. So yeah, Aegon's standing there with all, the traitor Riverlanders, and Harren the Black is being pissy. So let's read a little from the book to see exactly what was said. So Aegon goes up to the guy and says, yield now, Aegon began. You may remain the lord of the Iron Islands. Yield now, and your sons will live to rule after you. I have 8,000 men outside your walls. Harren, what is outside my walls is of no concern to me, said Harren. Those walls are strong and thick, but not so high as to keep out dragons. Dragons fly, said Aegon. I built in stone, said Harren. Stone does not burn. To which Aegon said, when the sun sets, your line shall end. A helpful hint, if the man with the dragon says that, you give up. You give up then, because he ain't playing. You're about to die, motherfucker. And die he did. And look at this. It is magnificent. I love this new artwork. It's for the cover of the Russian language translation of Fire and Blood. And it is Balerion dealing with, Harrenhal. But let's read what the book says. So, it says, as the last light of the sun faded, Black Harren's men stared into the gathering darkness, clutching their spears and crossbows. When no dragon appeared, some may have thought that Aegon's threats had been hollow. But Aegon Targaryen took Balerion up high, through the clouds, up and up, until the dragon was no bigger than a fly upon the moon. Only then did he descend, well inside the castle walls. On wings as black as pitch, Balerion plunged through the night, and when the great towers of Harrenhal appeared beneath him, the dragon roared his fury and bathed them in black fire, shot through with swirls of red. Stone does not burn, Harren had boasted, but his castle was not made of stone alone. So basically all the crap that they, used to build castles besides stone, all the, pasty shit, which is made of, wood and wool and, natural fibers, that shit catches fire. And also, if you heat stone enough, it also melts. So Harren, you were really just wrong on all counts there. And so Harren the Black, all of his sons, which, he kept all his sons in one place in the castle with him, they went whoosh in a big flame in the middle of their castle. Not so sadly. I'm not going to pretend it was sad. Don't force people to be your glorified slave labor for 40 years and then be shocked when they, turn against you and then people don't have empathy. What's wrong with you? Thus, Harren the Black was taken out, and all should be good now, because, there's no king of the Iron Islands and the Riverlands, because they have been relegated back to the Iron Islands. The Riverlanders can rule themselves. Oh, but don't worry, because Harrenhal's haunted now. I suppose you can't, unalive that many people and expect there not to be some weird ghosty action, or at the very least, some kind of mild curse. And mild curse there is, except it's not so mild, it kills everyone. So in the aftermath of, burning the castle down, they were like, well, there's still enough castle here that we can give this to someone, so let's give it to someone, because hey, there's a castle here. And it is from that point that the curse of Harrenhal, kind of makes itself apparent, because 9 different families are put in charge of Harrenhal, and this is in a 300-year period. So if you're doing some quick math there, that's a change in regime about once every 33 years, if you're lucky. Okay, so let's see if I can remember the 9 families. So you start with the Whores, and then it goes to the Coherises, and then it goes to the Harroways, and then it goes to the Strongs. No. It goes to the Towers. Sorry. No, I'm getting this right. Okay. Whores, Coheris, Harroway, Towers, Strong, Lothstons, Wentz, Slints, and then Baelish. There you go, 9. So to briefly go over how most of these families meet their unfortunate end, the Whores, get burned alive. The Coherises, I think they get extinct because they're after a generation or two. I think one of them is a dick. He's a dick. I think he's like SAE, and then eventually he gets killed. So goodbye. That then gets given to the Harroways. The Harroways unfortunately tie themselves to Maegor Targaryen through his second wife, which he wasn't supposed to take a second wife. So when he did, people were pissy, and the Harroways were like, it doesn't matter, we got Maegor on our side, and he's crazy. Except, eventually Maegor would kill Alice when she had a baby that, let's just say, wasn't in the best health, and so he blamed all of them die, so the Harroways aren't there anymore. This is Futurani correcting what I said here. I called them the Lothstons. It was actually the Towers that came next, but basically the Towers get it because Maegor is like, hey, okay, what if the knights who all worked in this castle all fight each other for the castle? And so they do, and one of them wins it at Towers, but then, he dies very quickly because of his injuries that he got in trying to win the damn thing, and then his kids are sickly, and so after a couple generations, they're gone. And then after the Towers, I think that was the Towers. I don't know if I had said that was the Towers. After the Towers, it's the Strongs. They're the ones that, get a little crispy in House of the Dragon. You saw that. Very fun. And then, more fuckery happens, but they're eventually, fully gone. And then after that, the Lothstons, they're the ones with the bats. I don't remember who they pissed off or what happened. They pissed off someone. Oh, I think they went crazy. I think one of them, whoever was in charge, went crazy, and then they had to kill him. I think Maekar killed him. I don't. You're watching my thought process in real time. So he gets kicked out, replaced by the Wentz. The Wentz are the ones who make it to the modern day. And in fact, Catelyn Stark's mother was a Went named Minissa. So fun fact there. But then the last Went at the time of the series is Lady Went. She's old. She doesn't have any kids. She's the last of her line. Very sad. So Tywin basically takes the castle away from her. And then Cersei tries to give it to Janos Slynt, the dumb City Watch guy. But then, Tyrion sends him to the wall. So the Slynts lose the castle. And then they decide, hey, we're going to give it to Baelish. So at least we know that if the books ever come out, Baelish ain't going to last long. So yeah, that's the history of Harrenhal. Are there any other places, locations, whatever, in Westeros that you want to hear the history of? Please let me know in the comments. Okay, goodbye.